All right, let's now shift our attention to what is happening in Pakistan, where according to reports that have come in, now the family members of Karima Baloch have accused the Pakistani government of escorting the body of the now deceased Baloch activist all the way to her hometown. Now, Karima Baloch's brother Sameer Mehrab has tweeted that the Pakistani officials in fact refused to hand over her body to the family at the time when they were demanding that it is the family who should be taking the body back to perform the last rites. In fact, the brother of Karima Baloch tweeted out, he said, and I quote, "Even a Baloch dead woman is not spared from abduction." He further added that Pakistan wants to avoid the press and the people who have actually come to pay their last respects to Karima Baloch in the city of Karachi. Now, according to her brother Mehrab, this was done against the family's will. Pakistani officials at the Karachi airport informed them that they would be sending Karima Baloch's body to Turbat via a chartered flight. But the family wanted the officials to hand over her body without any assistance from the Pakistani government. Another Baloch activist has alleged that dozens of military vehicles illegally escorted Karima Baloch's body to an unknown destination, adding that the Pakistani authorities had detained Baloch's family as well for a period of time. Now, remember, in a mysterious series of events last month, Karima Baloch, who happens to be a prominent Baloch voice, who in 2015 was forced to flee from Pakistan and had sought asylum in Canada, was found dead after she went missing in the city of Toronto. It is being said that her body was found in a lake, and the Canadian police who were investigating the case said that this is being treated as a non-criminal investigation. But the family members insist that Karima Baloch was facing threats from the Pakistani military, but the Toronto police have said that there is apparently no foul play in the death of Karima Baloch, who was just about 38 years old. But those who've tracked the plight of many of these Baloch activists say that this is quite clearly a case of murder, and it also fits a certain pattern. Baloch activists living outside of Pakistan have repeatedly come under attack. The Baloch activist's death has also sparked protests across Europe and North America. Karima Baloch had campaigned pretty vigorously against the enforced disappearances and also the human rights violations in the Balochistan province of Pakistan. Karima Baloch will be laid to rest in her hometown in Balochistan on the 25th of January, that is tomorrow. Now, the death of activist Karima Baloch is still shrouded in mystery. Karima Baloch was 38 years old at the time that she had gone missing on the 20th of December in Toronto. A day later, she was found dead. Her body was found floating in a lake in Toronto, and Karima Baloch, remember, has been credited for being the pioneer of women's rights in Balochistan. She was a pretty vocal critic of the Pakistani government. The activist had been very critical of the forced disappearances in Balochistan province. She had sought asylum in Canada after there were certain motivated cases that were lodged against her by the Pakistani army. She had called out Pakistan's army's atrocities in Balochistan. The family members, including Baloch's husband Hamal Haider, have said that the activist had been repeatedly receiving threat calls and also abusive messages on social media. Now, according to the husband of Karima Baloch, she had received an anonymous message warning that Karima Baloch will receive a pretty ominous Christmas gift that she would never forget. Toronto police, who were investigating the case after they found the body of Karima Baloch in a lake in and there are also these theories that have been floated that she may have committed suicide by jumping into the lake. But Baloch's family and friends have contested the police version, and they've said that her death needs to be treated as murder and an done on basis of that. The protests over the mysterious death of the prominent Baloch activist had intensified. Protesters gathered outside of the Toronto police headquarters calling for a high-level probe in Canada. The Human Rights Watch also said that Pakistan's role needs to be thoroughly investigated. The Baloch Human Rights Council has also demanded that the United Nations should ideally intervene, as the Canadian police is not carrying forth with the investigation, to ensure that there is a fair probe into Karima Baloch's death in Toronto. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.